familiar with the old Variax, yeah? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a great guitar. Had 25 different guitar models in there, and it was a great kind of Swiss Army knife of guitars, where it meant if you were going to a gig, you didn't have to carry 25 different guitars and acoustics. You could actually do it all on one guitar. Likewise, if you were going to the studio, it meant you only had to carry one guitar. It was a great guitar. I really liked it, but customer feedback from that guitar led us to make a few kind of changes. You know, the guitar was never going to be your #1 guitar and the sort of guitar that you'd fall in love with and have as your baby, your main instrument, you know, that you'd sit and play all of the time. In the same way that Line 6 got Reinhold Bogner involved when we went into their next bit on valves, we then went to James Tyler, who's obviously luthier to the stars, to design a fantastic guitar. He's designed 3 different types of guitar, and I mean the 69, my personal favourite, just used to kind of play in Strats. Got this fantastic James Tyler neck profile. Are you very familiar with James Tyler? Anyway, yeah, he's just luthier to the real high-end session players, not the guys who are getting paid to play guitars. We're talking about the guys who just want a great, fantastic guitar, and you know, they're going to use it. You know, the guys who back James Taylor and you know, like McCartney and you know, all those kind of real high-end guys. Yeah, Mike Landau as well. I mean, Mike Landau's one of my favourite players. I'm going to see tonight.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. So we've got a great James Tyler next profile, and if afterwards, just try the guitar yourself if you haven't already. We've now got real magnetic pickups in here as well. So you shouldn't really need them because we still have the Variax circuitry in there, but it's a great thing to fall back on, and something that I'm very pleased that the guitar's now got in. James Tyler's also designed new bridge for the guitar. You've got 12 hours worth of battery life. You get a battery, lithium battery now, and you get a charger with that as well. And we've also got an LED indicator there. This one battery must be flat on this one. But you've got like 4 little LEDs there which tell you how long you've got to go before you go to the gig. Everything you've heard so far has just been with the magnetic pickups. Like I say, it's a great guitar. This is the Korean JTV 69. 69 based on 1969. There was a classic guitar that looked a little bit like this. That's where it's getting its name from. In 1959 there was a classic guitar that looked a little bit like that. And in 1989, just right at the end there, we have a guitar that the same kind of guitar that everybody was buying in the 80s, you know, inspired by the Steve Vai thing. All play very, very differently. If you've got a guy who's really into that kind of Steve Vai thing, the JTV 89 is going to be the guitar for him. Okay. However, being Line 6 Variax, so I press this button in, I've actually got access to 25 different models. At this point it's worth really mentioning that the models, although they're the same guitars as the previous Variax, they've gone kind of HD as well, if you like. Got a dual core processor in here, and if you try the old Variax in comparison to this Variax, it really is night and day. It's like somebody taking cotton wool out of your ears, you know. It's all of a sudden everything sounds very, very clear and very, very lifelike. I'm gonna press this in and let you hear a bunch of sounds. And what I've done here is I've actually assigned the pod, because Pod HD 500 will power the Variax. I've assigned it to pan the acoustic sounds to a PA system, so you'll hear the full range acoustic. So I'll switch that, and I've got a bunch of resonator guitars. Great HD kind of like, you know, cool sort of choral sitar. Also got things like the banjo. Okay, so again, really cool sound. A really interesting thing we've added to this guitar, new dual core processor enabled us to do this. They actually scratch the strings. We've added body resonance now, so it sounds like you're scratching the strings on the drum of the banjo. Yeah, so it's a brand new thing that the last Variax just didn't have. Okay. Also, as well as all my different guitars, I'm going to talk about this quickly now before we go through the rest of the models, because we'll go through a bunch of different things here. I've now got a tuning wheel on here, which gives me 10 different alternate tunings, and the standard tuning and the model tuning as well. So, and these tunings will now work. I can customize these, but I've got instant access to DAD-GAD tunings, open D tunings, drop D tunings, just at the flick of a switch. It's all going to be happening just in there, you know, without actually tightening the string or having a robot to turn the machine heads there. So I'll go to a J200 model. You can hear that life and definition around the sound now. But how about I take that J200 and I decide that I want to have that guitar in dadgad. Yeah, instant access to that. I've also got things like J200 12-string guitar. Tuning wheel is going to apply to that 12-string guitar as well. So now, imagine how long it would take to tune a 12-string guitar to dadgad, or even just to tune a 12-string guitar. Yeah. Does that sound nice? Great sounding guitar. The subject of. Okay, I'm not using that. Got things like this, the Super 400, where again you can really hear that body resonance, the big body. Let's come out dadgad. Again, if I just switch the normal pickups in, you can hear just a normal Strat sound. Switch that in. You can hear that big body sound, can't you? Or more of the electric sounds, things like a Rickenbacker. Well, as I'm changing the sounds in the pod here, switching the output, it's also switching things on the amplifier as well. But you'll see I'm going to do a track and it's just round everything off where you'll hear the whole sort of system in operation. Rickenbacker. I've got Rickenbacker 12 strings in here. Nice things in there. The Strat sound that we had before. Currently just a normal E. If I go to the gig and the singer can't sing that guitar in that key, I can actually drop it down to E flat, same as Hendrix did. No latency there either. Guitar straight into E flat, and then we'll just go straight back up to E there. Some great Telecaster models. Things like a 1960 Telly. Oh, let's say a bridge pickup of that same Telecaster. Kind of real, kind of bright sound that you get from a Telecaster. So I have a song that I want to add a capo to. I can actually turn that and how do you say capo in your English? Do you say capo or capo?
Both are okay.
Oh, both are okay.
Dance and dance.
I've been getting correct because we say in England we say capo. Okay. So I can take that telly sound. Put a capo on the second fret. The whole guitar's gone up a tone there. Any questions on the guitar? So you want to try and get a chance to have a look at it yourself?
Can you still use the workbench to create more?
Yes, yeah, Workbench. There's an update to Workbench just for it to work, but it's a free download from it'll be a free download from the website. Yeah, so you can do all that. And with Workbench, I mean, this is just a cool little thing that I quite like in here. I can actually save these tunings. I'm just going to go to a clear sort of sound. Quite cool thing, I can actually play. Actually play different chords and assign it to the pickup side this way. Okay. As a continuation from line 6 link, now with the RJ45 cable, I can run that into the guitar and get Pod HD 500 to switch sounds on the guitar as well. So I'll just play this track to round everything off, and you can try the guitar yourself. So in here, you're going to hear, in this track, you're going to hear the tuning change, the type of guitar change, the type of amplifier model change, the effect change, and then you're going to hear the actual amplifier switch over from the different tube real tube voicings and to Class A at one section of the song as well, and the outputs change as well. So with one button press, there's a whole everything is kind of changed.